close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Mika's in the same shirt.
He's out there in the same shirt. This is not for
I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
50 Cent has just dropped some bombshell revelations, exposing a list of celebrities allegedly tied to Diddy, and it has created news headlines throughout the entertainment world. Some of the names he hinted at were once his close collaborators, while others may have been pulled into questionable situations against their will. This isn't just drama. It's a look into the darker side of fame, power, and hidden alliances. The big question now is, who exactly is involved and how deep does it go? Are some of the most well-known figures in the industry about to be exposed? Could this be the beginning of a major fallout in Hollywood? But before we dive in, make sure you've hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Starting off with the real beef between 50 Cent and Diddy, it's more than just rap rivalries and business competition. It's a long, simmering war of power, secrets, and control. Behind the scenes of flashy parties and record-breaking hits, there's a darker tension that's been building for years. The clash reportedly began in the early 2000s when 50 Cent started noticing strange patterns around Diddy's inner circle. While many praised Diddy as a mogul, 50 began to suspect something deeper was going on. Whispers of manipulation, deals that didn't make sense, and loyalty built not on trust, but fear.
Is that kind of why you was going hard on him the last couple years? Is it because of the liquor situation? To be honest, since the situation he's in now, it's kind of like you fell back. You fell back on him. Was this all over the liquor, or you just said?
Well, most of that was motivation. That was competing,
right?
For with brands, and they was ahead of me,
right?
Because he had been working on Ciroc and stuff like that, and then integrating it into our culture with Coco Loso and different things with different people connected to it. So yeah, that's what that was. But when you look at, he would do a lot of foul shit. Like behind the scenes, he would do some foul shit. Like hating on, like doing things with people I'd done business with, that he done business with. He would say shit that I was like, he said that to you?
Right.
I was like, yeah, so all right. And they don't know what they like till they see somebody with it. So they want the girls after you're done with them.
Yeah, leftovers.
Yeah.
Let's take your leftovers.
Okay.
A lot of time on leftovers.
The more success 50 had, the more he seemed to be frozen out by certain elite industry spaces, ones allegedly controlled by Diddy's influence. Over time, 50 began to piece things together. What looked like friendly competition on the surface masked a cold, calculated effort to silence him.
The nigga Puff was like, first he was amping him to get style. Then he was like, so when we gonna get the chance to kick it, like we could just hang out, nigga. We gotta kick it.
This is
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it and shit. And he was like, why don't we go shopping or some shit? I mean, I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just said? I got the fuck away from him because I was like, this nigga fucking this nigga just tell me he'd take me shopping.
He reportedly began receiving quiet warnings, subtle industry blackballing, and pressure from people close to both camps to stop digging. But instead of backing off, 50 started pushing harder. He began calling out inconsistencies, hinting at what he knew, and slowly building his own platform outside the reach of traditional gatekeepers. Some sources claim he's been gathering information for years. Stories from insiders, former staff, and others who once served in Diddy's world and saw the cracks in the empire.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day?
I'm just not with all that flicky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
Now, with Diddy facing mounting scrutiny from outside forces, 50 Cent appears to be tightening the screws. His mission seems less about revenge and more about exposure, forcing the spotlight onto what he believes has been hidden for far too long. Now, not only Diddy, but 50 is naming so many celebs, starting off with Usher, someone who has been known for his smooth R&B vibes and clean image. But 50 Cent is flipping the script. hinting that Usher was way deeper in Diddy's mysterious world than anyone guessed. According to 50, Usher wasn't just dropping by the mansion for studio sessions or fancy dinners. Nope, he was a full-time guest in the Diddy dimension, as 50 jokingly calls it. Rumor has it, Usher stayed at one of Diddy's private homes in Miami for weeks at a time, where parties didn't stop for days, complete with masked performers, secret password-only rooms, and rules like no phones, no press, no questions. 50 paints a wild picture, a teenage Usher stepping into a lifestyle that was over the top even by Hollywood standards. We're talking about yacht parties at 3 a.m., private jets flying guests to mystery islands, and even underground poker nights where the buy-in wasn't money, but favors. Usher, he says, saw it all. Maybe even too much for someone just starting in the industry.
I mean, I'm 13 years old. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? There were a lot of things I seen, and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be.
Now, after dropping Usher's name, 50 Cent didn't stop. He turned the heat up and threw Trey Songz right into the fire. According to 50, Trey wasn't just casually popping bottles at Diddy's parties. He was deep in the mix, showing up to events that weren't even on the Hollywood radar. Invite-only nights with no cameras, no press, and definitely no rules. Sources close to 50 claim Trey was seen at secret mansion gatherings in the hills, where guests had to sign NDAs before even walking through the door. We're talking wild themes, rotating guest lists, and whispers of strange initiation rituals, the kind that sound too crazy to be true, until 50 says them with a smirk.
We're talking about Trey Songz, bro. They calling Trey Songz the new Diddy or the true Diddy. I mean, I remember growing up, there was always rumors that Trey Songz was like sus. It's deeper than we know. So anyway, leave a like on the video. Today we're talking about Trey Songz.
I'm just gonna show you this real quick.
See if I snuck up in your bedroom, touched you while you sleep, would you act surprised as if you didn't know it's me?
Now it's not just the wild parties either. 50 hints that Trey might have been one of the favorites in Diddy's inner circle. Always around, always protected, and always looking like he knew more than he let on. Well, these weren't the only names, because 50 also named Chris Brown, and this one really got fans raising their eyebrows. 50 decided to stir things up even more by bringing Chris into the conversation, and not in a casual way either. What makes this even messier is that Chris had always spoken highly of 50 Cent, even crediting him for offering support early in his career. Now, according to 50, Chris wasn't just showing up at Diddy's events, he was deeply embedded in Diddy's inner world. 50 made it sound like Chris was one of the few who had unlimited access to Diddy's most exclusive circles. We're talking secret mansion parties in the Hollywood Hills, invite-only yacht nights in Miami, and even private spiritual retreats that somehow involved more champagne than meditation. According to different sources of this chaos, Chris wasn't showing up alone either.
Want to know what happened at Diddy's parties? I went to all of them, so did Chris Brown. He was dating Rihanna then, and I was the first one to break the story about the relationship when I photographed them together at L.A. Reid's Grammy party. They were everywhere together until that shocking night in February 2009 before the Grammys. And guess who showed up at Diddy's white party just months after? Wait for part 2. Mwah.
Now, if you thought 50 Cent was done spilling the tea, think again, because next up in his firing line, Justin Bieber. Yep, the pop prince himself. According to 50, Justin wasn't just a guest in Diddy's world, he was being pulled in deep, and it all started with those constant, almost clingy invitations. Apparently, Diddy was always hitting up Justin, calling him at all hours, wanting him to come to his parties, his house, or wherever the action was. And we're not talking about a casual swing by if you're free kind of invite. This was the kind of persistence that raised eyebrows. 50 even claimed Diddy was practically obsessed with getting Justin into his inner circle, almost like he needed him there to complete the lineup of his celebrity crew. What's more, Diddy reportedly kept telling Justin that hanging with him would elevate his image, calling it a VIP experience no one else could offer. Justin, still young at the time, thought it was all fun and games, until the invites started getting weird. Late-night calls, last-minute private jet flights, and mysterious, closed-door gatherings were just the beginning. 50 Cent didn't hold back when painting this picture, saying Justin was one of many stars Diddy tried to wrap into his exclusive lifestyle. And for a while, Justin went along with it, smiling for the cameras, hitting the parties, even posting the occasional throwback. But deep down, people close to him started noticing the toll it took. At this point, it's starting to feel like 50 Cent is hosting his own version of Hollywood's biggest mystery series. And 50 is not holding back, and it looks like more names could drop soon. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's next. Comment below. Who do you think 50 will call out next? Thanks for watching.